Nor tomorrow either. But perhaps. No, nothing in the letterbox. It's quite empty. What rubbish. He can't be in the earnest about it. It's impossible. I have 3 children.
At last, I have found the box with the fancy dress.
Thanks. Put it on the table.
But it isn't very much need of mending.
I should let you tear it in 100,000 pieces.
What's an idea? I can easily be put to order. Just a little patience.
I'll go get Miss Glenn to help you with it.
What? Out again? In this horrible weather, man, you'll catch a cold and you'll make yourself ill.
Worse than what might happen. How are the children?
Those poor little souls are playing with their Christmas presents, but they...
Do they ask for me much?
Well, they are accustomed to have their mama with them.
But I might not be able to be with them so much as I was before.
Oh well, children do get accustomed to just about anything.
Do you think so? Do you think they would forget their mother altogether if she went well together?
Good heavens, when do we all together?
Dear old Anne, I want to ask you something that I've often wondered about. How could you be willing to put your own child among strangers?
I was obliged to if you wanted to be a little more Smiths.
Yes, but how could you be willing to do it?
What? When was I going to get a good place by? Besides, that wicked man didn't do a single thing for me.
But I'm quite sure your daughter has quite forgotten you.
No, she hasn't. She wrote to me when she was confirmed and when she married.
Dear old Anne, you were such a good mother to me when I was little.
Poor dear Nora had no other mother but me.
Yes, and if my children had no other mother, I'm quite sure that... What nonsense am I talking? You must go into them now. You shall see tomorrow how charming I look in the dress.
I'm sure there will be no one as charming as you, ma'am.
If only I dared go out. If only no one would come if I was gone in the meantime. Stuff and nonsense. No one will come. I'll brush my muff. What? Out of my thoughts, out of my thoughts. What lovely, lovely gloves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah! Someone is coming now. Oh, it's only you, Christine. There's no one else out there, is there? How good of you to come. Can you go asking for me? Yes, I was passing by. As a matter of fact, it is something you can help with. Let us sit here on the sofa. Look, here it is. Tomorrow there's to be a fancy dress ball at Stenborg's, who live above us, and Turl wants to go to Napoleon fishing her and do the tarantula I learned at Cadbury.
I see you're going to keep up the character.
Yes, Turl wants me to. Well, here's the dress. Turl had it made for me there, but now it is also torn, and I haven't any idea how to fix it.
You always think on the right. See, it's just some of the trimming from on sewn here and there. Needle and thread? There, that's all we need.
It is so nice of you, Christine.
Is you're going to be dressed all fancy tomorrow, Nora? I'll tell you what, I shall come in for a moment and see you in your fine feathers. Oh, I completely forgot you packed for such a delightful evening yesterday.
Well, yesterday wasn't as pleasant as usual. You ought to come to town a little earlier, Christine. Turl sure knows how to make a house look dainty and attractive.
And so do you, it seems to me. You're not your father's daughter for nothing. But tell me this, is Dr. Rank always as depressed as he was yesterday?
No, yesterday it was more noticeable than usual. I must tell you, he suffers from a dangerous disease. He has consumption of the spine, poor creature. And his father was a man who committed all sorts of excesses. And that's why his child was sickly from childhood. Do you understand?
But my dear Nora, how do you know anything of such matters?
Pooh! When you have 3 children, you get visits now and then from married women who tell you of medical matters and know about one thing or another.
See, does Dr. Rank come every day?
Yes, every day regularly. He's a very intimate friend of mine, and he's a very intimate friend of Turtle, and a great friend of mine too. He's just like other families.
But tell me this, is he perfectly sincere? I Isn't he the kind of man that is very anxious to make himself agreeable?
Not in the least. What makes you think that?
Well, when you introduced me to him yesterday, he declared that he had often heard my name mentioned in the house. But afterward I noticed your husband, and he hadn't the slightest idea who I was. So how could
That is quite right, Christy. Charles is so absurdly fond of me that he wants me absolutely to himself. Sometimes, even if I mention some of the dear folks at home. So I naturally gave up doing so. But Dr. Ring likes hearing about these things, so I tell him about them.
It's true, Laura. You're like a child in many ways, and I'm older than you in many ways, and I'm a little more experienced. And I think you ought to make an end of it, Dr. Rank.
What I to make an end of?
Of two things, I suppose. Firstly, yesterday you mentioned some nonsense about a rich admirer.
An admirer who doesn't exist, unfortunately. But what then?
Does Dr. Rank come here every day?
Yes, every day regularly.
And he is a man of means?
Yes, yes he is.
And he has no one to provide for?
No, no one, but he...
But how could such a well-bred man be so tactless?
I don't understand you at all.
Don't barker, Nora. Do you suppose I don't lend you the £250?
Are you out of your senses? You know what a horribly painful position that would be? A great friend of ours who comes here every day.
So, it isn't he?
No, certainly not. It would never have entered my head for a moment. Besides, Mr. Dr. Ray came into his money afterwards. He never had money back then.
Well, that's lucky for you then, I guess.
Yes, certainly not. It would never have entered my head for a moment. But I'm quite sure that if I had asked
But
Dr.
of course you wouldn't.
Of course not. I could probably. Such a thing could not be possibly necessary. But if I had told Dr. Ray,
Behind your husband's back?
I must make an end of it with him. And that will be behind his back too. I must make an end of it with him.
Yes, that's what I said yesterday, but
A woman can put a thing like that. A man can put a thing like that much straight than a woman.
one's husband, yes.
When you pay off a debt, you get your bond back, don't you?
Yes, as a matter of course you do.
So, and then you can tear that nasty old piece of paper and burn it to 200,000 pieces.
Laura, you're concealing something from me.
Do I look as if I were?
Laura, something happened since yesterday. What is it?
Christine. Oh, Truth has come home. You must go into the children. He cannot stand to see him dressmaking in the house.
Certainly, but I will not leave until we are better out with one another.